Arsenal have been linked to hundreds of players this transfer window. The main area of the pitch they want to target is the left wing position. They've brought in Gyökeres, they've brought in Zubimendi, they've brought in Madueke, Norgard, Mosquera, and of course Kepa Arrizabalaga. According to reports, the left wing position is what they are focusing on in the remainder of this transfer window. We've seen credible links to Rodrigo, credible links to Nico Williams. We've seen Marcus Rashford in the last year be linked. We've seen Anthony Gordon. We've seen this player, that player. But one that I made a video about this guy potentially joining Liverpool because I think, for me, he has all the capabilities to achieve real success at a bigger club. And you're probably thinking, who are you talking about, Henry? I'm talking about Antoine Semenyo. I made a video about this guy only a few days ago, talking about him potentially joining Liverpool. Now, there's a report come out on Twitter by Indy. Lots of people said this guy wasn't reliable, and then David Ornstein started quoting him. The Telegraph started quoting him. Ben Jacobs has said some things about him as well. So right now, you're talking Antoine Semenyo, you're talking Rodrigo. We're going to break it all down this video. I think Semenyo in an Arsenal shirt cooks. He is a powerful runner who's a good finisher, who can play on the left, can play on the right, could probably play in the 9 if needed. But they are crying out for someone to play on that left. And I personally believe he could be the guy. Make sure you go down and drop a tongue twister. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And let me know your thoughts. We are 53 subscribers away from 74,000. And 93% of you who watch the content every single day have not subscribed. So please go down and hit that subscribe button. Now, Semenyo recently signed a 1-year contract extension with Bournemouth. And Tottenham were heavily linked. David Ornstein said that we were prepared to pay 50 to 60 million pounds. Indy dropped this last night. Now, he has been bang on the money with everything this transfer window. He was one of the first to call the Florian Wirtz news. He was one of the first people out there to break the Zubimendi news. He is credible now. You don't get 600,000 followers on Twitter to not be credible. Antoine Semenyo has just signed a 1-year extension with Bournemouth, but that hasn't stopped Arsenal making inquiries. Bournemouth is scratching their heads wondering why Arsenal is leaving it so late in the transfer window. And finding a replacement at this stage is near impossible. There is 15 days in the summer transfer window left. 15 days. Arsenal, from an attacking perspective, weren't at their best against Manchester United, but they did get the job done. Semenyo himself is totally keen on making the move to Arsenal. Can you blame him? It's a massive opportunity. But with the clock ticking, will Arsenal push through a late bid, or will Bournemouth hold on to their star? And that's done 1 million views. 1 million views on Twitter. He's very, very, very credible, this guy. I don't know how. I don't know how this guy gets all the news. But whatever it is, this guy's on it. Now, let's talk Rodrigo first before we get into Semenyo. Rodrigo now, he's likely to be joining Manchester City. And Eberechi Eze, the likelihood is that he will be joining Spurs. This is what Romano had to say yesterday. Man City keep thinking of Rodrigo as their main target if Semenyo ends up at Tottenham. As revealed days ago, Man City want the Brazilian star, but only if Savio leaves. No Akaluche, no Xavi Simons. As of now, Rodrigo is the name being mentioned internally. Arsenal categorically cannot let Man City sign Rodrigo, Spurs sign Semenyo and Eberechi Eze, and they don't bring in a forward. The going rate for a player of Semenyo's quality seems to be £60 million. It's the same for Morgan Gibbs-White, the same for Alanga, the same for Mohamed Kudus. They need a different dynamic in that front line. And I personally believe Semenyo, I think he cooks. We saw him against Liverpool, running 50, 60 yards, taking on players, putting it in the back of the net. Brooks put in the ball of dreams, puts it in the back of the net. For me, he has all the capabilities to really succeed in an Arsenal shirt. He's already got 2 goals this season for Bournemouth. His record, predominantly he is a right winger, but he can play on the left. His record in the Premier League is actually very, very good. 22 goals and 9 assists in 82 games playing for Bournemouth, when they've had all different profiles, all different players, from Evan Nilsson to Kluivert, of course, himself, Unal. They've got plenty of different options. I think he cooks. His record in a Bournemouth shirt is 34 GA in 90 games. If you pick this guy up for 50, 60 million pounds and you put him on the left and you rotated him with Madueke, I don't think Martinelli is the guy anymore. I'll be honest, I don't think he is. I don't think that he really has the confidence right now to constantly beat his man. When you look at Premier League wingers, I'm absolutely astonished they didn't go out and sign. I'm absolutely astonished they didn't go out and sign Mohamed Kudus. When it comes to take-ons, he's the best winger in the Premier League at beating his man. He's got it the last 2 seasons, first or second, when it comes to successful take-ons. He might not have the goal output, but that is why you've got Victor Gyökeres. The amount of trolling I have seen. How many clear-cut chances did Arsenal create yesterday for Victor Gyökeres? How many one-on-one chances did they create as a team? I'm all for, bantering players, but let's just be realistic. They didn't create barely anything in the entire game. Man United had the better chances. They, of course, you look at their next 6 games, it's not easy for them. They've got a trip to Liverpool. They've got to play Manchester City. They've got a trip to St. James's Park. They've also got Nottingham Forest. I expect them to score 2 or 3 goals minimum against Leeds United and win the game comfortably and keep a clean sheet. But I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest, completely and brutally honest. Arsenal need to bring in another attacker. Like, they have to, absolutely have to bring in another attacker. I look at it and just think it's not enough. It's absolutely not enough. And when it makes it even worse, when you see one of your rivals for a Premier League title are going out there and trying to sign Rodrigo, it makes it very, very, like, Arsenal fans must be frustrated. They must be frustrated right now. Man City, of course, absolutely cooking against Wolves. Tijani Reinders looked really good. Haaland looked good as well. But they have to bring another forward. It's as simple as that. When you look at what other forwards are available, Lookman is still available at Atalanta. Still hasn't got that move. I'm absolutely astonished they're not looking at Xavi Simons. They're not looking at Lookman. If it's going to be Semenyo, I think he's got, honestly, I think he will do very, very well in an Arsenal shirt. Until then, I'll be honest, Madueke has to start. He has to start. If not, and they need more creativity, they've got to start playing Max Dowman, or they've got to start playing Ethan Nwaneri. But the fact that this news dropped last night, is it too late in the window for them to go and drop 60 million on a Premier League start? No, it's not. But it makes it very, very difficult for Bournemouth to get a replacement. He's valued around 60 million. Other reports are saying they could bid 60 million for him. I'll be honest, I don't necessarily think this will happen. However, they need to do something. They can't leave it like as it is. Categorically, they just can't. They need more, they need more quality, I'll be honest. They need an Eberechi Eze. They need someone of that ability. The fact that we are going out and signing Eze, the fact that we are very, very close, we may even get a here we go later today, it just makes it absolutely incredible when you look at how many other teams are going out there and still trying to sign attackers. I'm not saying Arsenal aren't trying to sign attackers, but they desperately need someone. Desperately. You looked at the bench yesterday when it comes to attacking quality, who could come on and really change the game for Arsenal. They had Kai Havertz. They had Noni Madueke. But Leandro Trossard didn't get a game. Ethan Nwaneri didn't get a game. Marino obviously come on. But the fact that there was more defensive-minded players on the bench in terms of Mosquera, in terms of Kepa, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Mikel Marino's a DM, Yuri and Timber. It's all about seeing out the result, but they need to do something more. They have to bring in an attacker. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I will see you next time. I am out.